Hello everybody, I am Cosnime and I am back with more danganronpa, and this time is the class trial. I have already prepared the skills, which are the two skills I obtained from both Leon and Sayaka. Here we go. And this will help me a lot. So first of all, let's take a look, or should we review our truth bullet. So, we know that Sayaka was killed at 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. and was covering Makoto's room. And, well, it was in the bathroom. There was definitely struggle in the main room before going to the bathroom. Someone in the middle of the battle used the replica sword as well the replica sword sheath for some reason. Makoto and Sayaka both switch rooms. No, all the boys have toolkits and none of them use it. Someone cleaned the room of Makoto completely, so there was not a single hair. Sayaka's wrist was, well, as you guys can see, was hurt with a little bit of golden dust, maybe from the sword, and her finger was red, maybe while writing the dying message, which is right here. 11037. There's also the door frame that for some reason all girls can lock the door in the bathroom, not the boys. Makoto is the lucky or unlucky one because his door frame is barely made, sort of, in a way. So he said he has to do a little trick in order to unlock it. But the bathroom doorknob was destroyed, broken. Someone used the screwdriver to unscrew it. Also, the door nameplates were switched. The weapon that was used to kill Sayaka was a kitchen knife set. Sayaka is, well, kind of like a witness of the weapon. There's also trash duty because someone apparently used it to dispose of, evidence. And the only person who can use it is, well, the big guy, which I do not remember the name. Also, when you got there, the incinerator was still on. But there was still a small piece of shirt, of a cloth, more likely the white sleeve, and the shard of crystal. These are our, well, all clues. So, can we find who did it? Can we? Well, let's find out. And here we go. Oh boy.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Well, isn't this so definitely like Phoenix, right? I haven't finished that gameplay actually. I only made the one video. I need to continue.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one,
it's game over for us.
I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course!
Okay then, everyone close your eyes, and whoever did it, raise your hand.
Nice try.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
Down, boy, down.
But what about that other empty seat? There were only
Oh.
15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class
Goodness.
trial begin.
Yay! Oh wait, hold on. Give me a second. I need to drink some water. I can feel my throat dying. Ow. Ah, delicious, delicious water. Ah. Okay, sure, why not? Because I do not remember how this works. And I'm playing on PS4, so... Oh yeah, yada yada. Yeah, pretty much like Phoenix Wright. If you're truthful, yes, okay. Okay, so I have to fire the triangle. Okay, good. That is good. I really needed that. I can see the controls. Okay, there you go. Here we go. Well, right now it's just this. But yeah, let's do this. Evidence of struggle.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom.
Yeah, in the bathroom.
So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to...
No, bullshit!
No, it's wrong.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked.
That's a bit difficult to do because she wasn't there. She was in the gym, you know.
With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
I'm pretty sure it's quite obvious, Chihiro.
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
Nope.
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
Maybe. Hold on, give me a second. All is safe. The game, guys. You never know.
It should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
It's okay, girl.
Okay, so what's next?
Oh, no, she's crying. Hero, pet the girl's hair. Come on.
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
Well, because it is. Either we like it or not. Okay. What is my, Okay. Kitchen knife set.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon!
So the
Oh,
killer
shit.
used some random knife.
Nope.
No, it's wrong.
It wasn't some random knife.
No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
And with that, let me just save again. Yeah, I do not want to lose any progress.
A kitchen knife?
Yep.
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
I mean, yeah.
And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
Are you sure about that, Leon?
Right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the
Seriously.
point of the trial?
With that being said, Leon, Toko, sit down. Go play with your dolls or
Well,
something.
we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
Okay, there's a bit more. Okay, let's see. R1. Oops. While you concentrate, time will slow down. To steady your aim, make it easy. Yeah, that. Okay, let's see. Oh boy, here we go. I always count on
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen
Yeah,
knife
whatever.
was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right?
You did it in secret.
When nobody was in the...
Bullshit, Toko. You just bullshit your way. So in a way, thank you.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Don't you bullshit me like that.
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to get some tea from the kitchen last night and all the knives were still there. Then when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. What the fuck was that voice? I have no idea why I'm making that voice.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time.
There you go.
In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl!
Well, you do not do this.
And more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer.
Oh, thank you.
Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
Ah, goody. Give me a second to save. Saving complete. Let's continue.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops! Did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife.
Oh, that helped out a lot.
So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife? Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
Do not say anything else.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
Technically, no. It says to everyone who has to stay in a dorm. It doesn't say anything about two people staying in a dorm or something like that.
We're not allowed to
Sleeping.
sleep anywhere but the dorms. But it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room, so I don't think that's a problem.
There you go.
Problem. A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome.
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
But if it wasn't either of you,
Oh,
then what
you
other
poor
possibility
child.
is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Wait.
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Oh, maybe I was right. She was having a party. And then trip and fall and somehow stab herself. Haha! Sayaka killed herself. Oh.
I got it!
Yeah,
Then Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
apparently.
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
Most likely she stole the knife.
The person who took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all!
Oh, shut up.
You're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
Down, boy. You see that arrow you have on your necktie? Stand it upside down. Down.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say?
Oh, thank you. And just for that, let me save the game again. Let me continue now.
Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Actually, I have no idea either
Something was
what she's
missing from
talking
the scene
about.
of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Oh, great. The Hangman Gambit, or whatever it's called. Let's see. Then press triangle. Okay, let's see. Let me see if I can figure it out. Let's suck this type of thing. Oh, I already know. There.
Now I understand.
That was easy.
That's right! There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
That is
The
true.
reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very true, very true.
Why do you sound so smart?
Then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
And that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Thank you.
Makoto isn't the culprit?
Yes, that's
Are you
right.
sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
Pretty
And
much.
how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Ah, god damn it again. Hold on, let me just save. Okay, let's do this. The killer struggled getting into the bathroom, and the evidence to prove it is... This one.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob?
Apparently.
What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then, let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
If you say so. Wait, hold on. What? Bewilder it. Okay, let me see. What else is there? The number of weak points will start going up. The number of many weak points, there is usually only one lie or contradiction. Not all weak points you see are false. This is a truth bullet. And not only will well refuse what they said, but will also lower your trust with everyone. Yes. Oh boy. Let's do this again.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
Nope, 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 bullshit!
No, it's wrong.
It's impossible! It's impossible to lock it, it's a boy's bedroom. Only the girl's
reason my
bedroom.
bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with walking bathrooms, right?
That's right. Now let me save again, just in case. Okay, saved. Continue.
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door... That's not lucky at all!
Shut up.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
The killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked. So they didn't know that the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, in other words, the important detail about this scene of the crime that they didn't know was the crime took place in my room.
The killer
Yeah,
must
pretty
not
much.
have realized that it was my room. What?
Yeah, the switch place.
Even know where he was? That's inconceivable!
No, the nameplate
And yet,
thing.
he's absolutely right.
Say what?
I like
Well,
you.
to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
Oh, he sounds so sad. It's okay. They're there. Bad.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Yep.
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
You don't say! I never knew that.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up! Quit without saving!
No. Let me save again! I am not... I will save my game forever. I am not gonna lose.
What happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules!
That is a bad
Majority
idea.
Rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh! As a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Yay.
You...
Shut up.
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so... Well... I was just wondering... How did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then... maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
That is true.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way.
An easy way.
They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
guess she asked me to do something particular because of how friendly she was. The answer right. The answer. Ugh. That's the answer right there. There's no way I could let someone in because I do not know. Really don't fucking know.
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Yeah, that whole story.
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
Let me just save the game, just in case again. As I keep saying, I'm definitely becoming a saveaholic.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
Makoto, down. Stop thinking with a flagpole and think with your brain. You saw how she acted.
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two, in 5 minutes. Come see me in my room. Check the nameplate to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes.
Interesting.
Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room. Huh? Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write that?
No, I didn't. But...
Of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
Oh boy.
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
Yeah, you keep saying that yourself, Sugar.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Yeah, what makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay attention.
Okay. This seems interesting. Jordan.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Indeed.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying.
Nope.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
Yeah, did you notice? Ah, you're so blind. Let me save the game.
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves.
Yep.
As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right? Okay, then who did it?
There's only one person who could have switched their nameplate. Sayaka.
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. In 5 minutes. Come see me in my room. Check the nameplates. Make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate.
Yep. And as for me, let me just save the game again. Oh boy.
She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
But we still don't know who it is, you
Yeah.
goddamn idiot.
Well, he might be a goddamn idiot, but still a lovable idiot.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Maybe.
Oh, yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
Yeah. Oh boy.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
When you look at the wrist, there's no doubt. Let me see.
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
That's right.
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
Sure. Yeah, I am. Okay, I want to take the cylinder, whatever it's called. goody.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
Huh. Okay, let me see. If the sword really did, if the person with the sword really did attack at first.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
That's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
Hold on. The person with the sword really did attack first.
When the fighting
Okay,
broke out,
replica sword sheet.
the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
That's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
Definitely replica sheet sword or whatever it's called, but which setting should I use on?
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, he has to take the sheet off first.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
That's right.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
That's right.
Jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
Yeah, that's right.
True. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
The part of her body that shows she never used the sword.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
I just said before, Makoto just said before, the gold even stick to your hand just by touching
Like
it.
I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
What would you think about that?
Sorry,
but Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Really?
No, that's not it at all.
There's no way Sayaka washed the gold coating off her hands because the water was hot.
I got it!
Yeah, pretty much.
According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower in a while.
Ew.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
An insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword.
Okay, whoever has yellow hands did it.
Hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheet with the kitchen knife was...
The one who damaged the sheet. Well,
I got it!
very obvious.
She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Oh boy. So much for being an innocent little angel, huh?
And the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own. She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Oh boy.
Brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
Oh, sweetie pie.
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Oh boy. Oh, sweetie pie.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Oh, you bitch.
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her
Oh
plan
shit, indeed.
backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Sweetie pie.
Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument! You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it! Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh, shut up.
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, Right now, you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Oh, sweetie. Come on. We have to do this. Are you sure there's nothing left? There has to be something. Dying message. Oh yeah!
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
Nope! There's one more clue. Ow.
There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dang, wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
Yeah.
I got it! Her left index finger had blood on it.
That's right. She wrote it. And let me save the game again, just in case. God, I'm such a saveaholic.
That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1, 1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Oh, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1, 1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Our little brain cells are really getting excited now.
But even if that really is an N, N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
Huh.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh? You just shot
past
the blue part and right onto who did it. So, whose name did she write?
Here we go. Who's the name of the killer? Well, let me see. Well, it's been a long time, so maybe I'll just stop right here. My bad. So yeah. My bad, but I have to rest right now. So until then, everyone, please like the video, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, and I'll see you all on the next video. See you soon.